Show me that you're at least solving a problem for
Right.
someone. Because, in our, let's say, features that we wanted a project to have is you got to solve a problem.
Imagine leaving a comfortable job to become an entrepreneur where there isn't steady income, there is a lot of unknowns and a lot of fears. And that's what happened with Bruno Calabretta. That is who we're chatting with today. His enthusiasm for building and being a part of the crypto community is contagious. So I really think you're going to enjoy this chat. It's also available on Spotify if this video is too long for you to hang out on YouTube. But if you do hang out, I would appreciate that. There's no incentives. It's just a good chat. And if you like stories about entrepreneurs, that's what this is mostly about. Now, we do talk about some crypto stuff, but it's mostly about how he got involved. And I think that's very valuable to a lot of people who are currently interested in crypto and not working in crypto, because you can find a role if you are passionate enough and if you are willing to learn, even if that includes some failures. So with that, let's get started. Do you go to any of the crypto conventions?
Oh yeah, of course. We give a lot of merchandising around.
Oh,
People
okay.
love it.
Yeah. Which conventions are you going to this year?
So look, for now we are already starting to plan. For sure, we are gonna participate to Coinfest Asia. That is like one of the biggest conference about crypto that they do here in Indonesia. It's based in Bali, and
okay.
usually it's the last week of August. Last year also we were there. We've been invited as a speaker. It was super cool. I made a lot of connection, and that was like almost the beginning of when the ICP Hubs program started. And, despite this, it was amazing to see how many people, just because they were seeing me with the t-shirt of ICP, when they were seeing the logo, immediately were coming, oh, you're from ICP, please, let's talk. I have a cool project. I want to meet you guys. I want to do things together. So really, really nice. And this is usually the feedback that we have every time that we are at conference or convention.
Oh, nice. I might try to make it to that. I think it's like 2 or 3 weeks before Token 2049.
Yes, it's exactly a couple of weeks before Token 2049. So let's say that we are opening the stage in Southeast Asia. So, and just for you to know, there is also another conference that is happening in the same period. This year, we don't know if it will be before Coinfest or after. But actually, I'm also one of the organizers of the Bali Blockchain Summit. And last year, of course, ICP was one of the main sponsors of the event. And also, this is an event for promoting what is happening in the blockchain ecosystem and give also a lot of visibility to local communities, local projects, and make sure that this become also a place where people can network, they can connect, and they can find new opportunities to make sure that their project is going to scale.
That sounds pretty neat. Do you think we should get started, or we can still chit chat? I could tell you about me. I make crypto content. I live in Taiwan.
They speak Chinese. Some of your contents actually.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so I knew you already.
They speak Chinese in Taiwan, but I don't. I don't speak any Chinese. It's very difficult.
Why you don't speak Chinese?
It's hard. I tried learning it like 3 times, and I was like, I can't do it. It's too hard. I can't do the tone.
Oh, man, I've been to China, been to Hong Kong, and some of my colleagues actually they were really good in Chinese, like Emilio or Clement. They speak very good Chinese, and I was trying, while I was there, I was like, guys, please teach me something. So in this way, I can go around. I can pretend that I basically can say a couple of words. So I learned the xie, for saying thank you.
Thank you.
And then I was trying to say some words and they were making so much fun of me. They're like, you are terrible. Like, you are really terrible. Don't do it. Keep going with English. They're going to love it more.
Yeah, I think it's not for everybody. Yeah, myself included. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so like I lived my entire life in Los Angeles up until 5 years ago. Then I decided to try living in other places around the world. Stopped in stopped in Taiwan, and I was like, I like this. I don't think I could do better. And now I live here. I'm married. Very happy.
Nice. Congratulations, man.
Yeah. I actually, when I mentioned I stayed in Bali for 2 weeks, it's because I was considering living in Bali.
Oh,
but I love walking around, but I was like, those streets, those are
no,
walk around.
No, these are not streets for walking. Look, I'll
Yeah.
tell you the story. The first week, couple of weeks, I think that we were in Bali with my wife. We still, we were without the bike because usually here you go
Yeah.
around in bike, you don't take a car because of the traffic.
Oh yeah.
It's unbearable to
Get
go
stuck.
around with a
Yeah.
car. So we didn't have the bike yet. For the first week, we were like, okay, I think we can go around by walk. Then, one evening we were going back to our villa. And while we were walking on the sidewalk, at some point, like a piece of sidewalk was not existing. I didn't notice it because it was very dark.
Yeah.
And I fell inside.
Oh
And I
my.
was like, baby, we're done. I'm not going to be walking in Bali anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done. And since there, I promised myself I'm not gonna walk anymore because I don't want to break my leg around.
Yeah. It's a little dangerous. Like I've seen like scooters driving on the sidewalk and like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
where do
what you do in Bali with the sidewalk. You use them as a shortcut for scooters.
yeah, I noticed that. I was like, all right, I guess just don't walk.
It's part of the culture.
Mhm, mhm. All right, let's get started. Could you please introduce yourself, who you are, and how did you get started in crypto?
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Bruno Calabretta. As you can guess from my accent, I'm Italian. I'm living in Bali now for the last couple of years. Been involved with ICP also for a couple of years or something. I started with crypto in 2018 when I started to buy Bitcoin as a joke with some friend of mine. At the moment, I was working as a technical manager. I was based in the US, in New York, for pharmaceutical companies. I was traveling a lot. And I was not spending too much because when you live on the road, basically you have a budget, you have everything paid by the company. So I was making good money, and this friend of mine was like, Bruno, come on, why don't you spend some of this money? Let's buy some Bitcoin. And I was like, man, I don't know what it is. It was like, come on, trust me. He was a very geek nerd. You know what he was talking about. So I trusted the guy a lot, and I said, okay, man, let's buy it. And we started to buy, from that moment. And then when you buy something, you realize that you want to know more. You want to know what the hell am
Yeah.
I doing? I have money in this asset. And I started to discover the crypto blockchain space, and I was so fascinated. And also, I find it very similar to what I was doing at that moment, because in my previous job, I used to work, I told you, with pharma, and I was responsible for doing serialization of drugs, meaning that you could track a drug from the moment it's created in the lab until you have it in your hand. And we were doing this by creating like unique code that couldn't be counterfeited, couldn't be created double times, associated with servers. The only difference, let's say, with blockchain is that on chain the information are on the blockchain. Instead, in the pharma world, the information were stored inside server that, of course, they are from pharma, so they are like silos. Nobody can enter inside. Nobody can see what is happening. Only pharmaceutical know about this data. And so because of this, at some point, I wasn't so happy anymore with my corporate job. I was doing very good. As I told you, I used to live in New York, I used to drive a Tesla, I used to have an apartment with a view over Manhattan, but I was not happy. I wasn't learning anymore anything. And instead, the crypto world was taking me by storm. I remember that I was working those 8-10 hours a day, and then I was spending another 6-8 hours a day just to do crypto things. And then at some point I said, you know what? I'm gonna quit everything. So I quit my job like this. I went back to Italy just for a couple of months to stay with the family for a while, and then came back directly to Bali. When I came in Bali, I started to help professionals and companies, enterprises, to embrace the blockchain space. I had some developer team that were supporting me for providing solution. And then while I was in Bali, I started to get more and more involved with the crypto community, the blockchain community that was present on the island. In a couple of months since my arrival, I entered in the circle of the people that were organizing the Crypto Week Bali, and I became one of the leaders together with the other in organizing this week of crypto events completely for free for people to join. We had in like 1 week more than 2,000 people that joined our events complexively. And then after that, I was more and more involved with the people from ICP because ICP had already a community in Bali. So I started to hang out with them. I started to provide support, participating in their event. I was a judge in their series of hackathons that they did here, the Supernova Hackathon. And then, after that, I was contacted by an Italian federation it's called Feder Italy, that they wanted to create like a brand for products that are 100% made in Italy. They wanted to do it on blockchain. So I was already like kind of part of this association. I was basically representing Italy in Indonesia. And when they proposed me their idea, I was like, guys, your idea is shit. Like, I think that the way you want to do it is never going to work. It's complicated, it's not reliable, it's not trustworthy. I said, if you really are serious about this, and I think this will be something that our country is going to benefit a lot, I would like to get involved, but I want to be like the head of the project. So in this way, I can overview all the blockchain part development. I brought the partnership with Definity Foundation, and we started to build everything on ICP. So basically, we've been the first one to create a certificate that is able to prove that the origin of a product is 100% coming from Italy. We presented this project at the Italian Senate, the European Parliament, the European Commission. We had already a lot of companies that are part of this certification process, because the goal of this certificate, what is that we want to give back trust to the consumer. How many times you go to buy stuff and maybe there is like a flag of Italy or it's written made in Italy? How do you know that that product is really Italian? You're just trusting that person. Right. No? And it's been proven that people are willing to pay more money for a product of quality. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm willing to pay more, but I cannot trust the information that you give me, there is a problem. And me as a consumer, in some way, I feel that you are joking me, that you are playing a game on me. So what we did with Feder Italy is that we created an entire process where Feder Italy is actually the third party that is going directly on site, is verifying all the documentation from where the origin of the product is coming, mm-hmm. is confirming that everything is fully made in Italy, the process, the design, the manufacturing, because there is a difference between 100% made in Italy and made in Italy. Right, in Italy, you can do 80% abroad, then you bring it in Italy, you finish to review it, you put a stamp on it, and you say, okay, this is made in Italy. No, man. 80% is made somewhere else.
That's the same thing with like Apple products. Like, all right, designed in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, design. That's it. That's the only thing that is happening in Silicon Valley, nothing else. So because of this, if you think how many small producers are going to take advantage of something like this, because it's true that the small cannot compete with the big one, because the big one have much more money in terms of marketing power, in terms of production power, in terms of power of money that they can use. But in this way, the small, medium, and micro enterprise can finally, find a way to say, hey, I'm doing something of quality. I'm following the tradition. I'm creating a product in the same way that my great grandfather was doing it. And this is what is making Italy good in the world. We are recognized as a symbol of excellence, of quality. Right. But if we cannot prove this quality, we have a problem. And then after this project, ICP reached out to me because they were very happy, and I was very happy of being part of that project, and to be able to do something that was fully on chain. This was a dream to do something like this. Mm-hmm. And they asked me to run the ICP Hub Indonesia. And I said, yeah, with big pleasure. And here is where it started my journey here.
Okay, I got a lot of questions. We covered a lot of different things there. So let's go back just a little bit. Are there any products that you can recommend or that you yourself order from Italy that has that branding that people can get a hold of?
So actually, whenever you go to the grocery store or you go to a store that is selling products that are Italian that have been certified, you will find on this product a QR code, and you can scan it, and automatically you are redirected on a website that is on chain, where you can verify the certificate that product is an Italian product. And in this certificate, you can check everything. You can check who made it, where did they made it, where they are located. There are videos, there are pictures, there is documentation. And all this information are stored on chain. So this certificate, it's fully on blockchain, and nobody can tamper it. Nobody can create a replica of it, because if somebody wants to recreate a replica, then you can see that this information is not on the blockchain, because it's in the smart contract of Feder Italy. And this is the cool thing. So our goal, because I'm still involved in the project, I'm still supporting and see what they're doing and providing technical support in the moment that it's needed, because the project at the end now is launched. But in our roadmap, there is the plan of creating a marketplace. So in this way, We can create a marketplace where you have all quality product
Right.
in the same place. So in this way, if you want to buy a product that is really Italian and you can have it delivered at home, now you can do it on a marketplace.
Right.
Because
So
what is the biggest problem of Amazon? How many product
fakes.
counterfeited there
So
are
many
there?
fakes. Yeah.
Alibaba, I don't even want to start this
Yeah,
conversation.
it's very scary to buy like high-end goods online because you have to be an expert at high-end goods to know if it's real or not. And not a lot of
Exactly.
people are, so it's easy to get scammed.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that this is a great thing because our main goal, what was it? Bring back trust to the consumer.
Mhm.
And that you can bring trust back to the consumer only if they can verify the information that you give. This is the motto of blockchain. Don't trust, verify.
Verify. Right. So when you left your job, your pharmaceutical job, and then you decided to become a digital nomad in Bali, did you have any struggles or doubts when you got started? Because it seems like you just jumped right in, were super enthusiastic about it, and just made things happen.
So look, nothing is easy in life.
Right.
And if something is easy, there is something wrong behind.
Mhm.
Let's put it like this. So, of course, at the beginning, you cannot imagine how many times, I was questioning myself. Did I do the right thing? Because, even my family sometimes were like, Bruno, you left the job as a technical manager to be an entrepreneur, to be a digital nomad, to work into blockchain. But are you sure? Are you happy with what you're doing? And honestly, even if there was struggle, it's exciting because I was discovering so many new things. I was getting involved with so many people. I worked a lot on myself. This
Mhm.
is something that you don't do when you work for somebody else.
Yeah.
Because when you work for somebody else, the only thing you do is learn how to do the job, do it, complete it in the right way, go back home. Instead, for me, being an entrepreneur means that I question myself every day. I don't know this thing. I need to learn something new. How to do this? I have to embrace different paths every day. And for sure, I need to give a big thanks to my wife because she has been the one that, has been supporting me along the way and made sure that, I was keep doing in this path because she saw how much I was happy doing this. She
Right.
saw how much I was not happy before in my corporate job. You cannot imagine how many days I was so mad with my boss, with my company, with the way things were running. Now, if I have to be mad with someone, I'm mad with myself because I didn't do something in the right way, but I can learn.
Right. Fully understandable. Like, let me give you a little background information because I 100% relate to that story completely. I, I was working for Walt Disney Studios doing a technical job, but it was with the Editors Guild. It's a union position. They keep you very in a box where you're only allowed to do certain things within your role. You're not allowed to learn new things. You're not allowed to branch out and do things outside of your scope of work. So I wasn't learning anything new. I wasn't being challenged, and I was just clicking buttons where I just click buttons all day. I'd go home, wait until the next day starts, and that's it. So I was very bored with life. And during my downtime, I would just research crypto and was just fascinated about this entire blockchain world of like what you can do and what can you create and how you can potentially make money for during a bull market. Bear market, everyone loses money.
Better market is to build it.
Yeah, so like I saved up money, I sold my home. I said like, all right, I'll give myself like a 2-year runway just to live around the world, become an entrepreneur. And I'll tell you, like during those first 2 weeks, I thought I made a huge mistake. I was terrified. I was like, I left my friends, my family. I'm here alone in another country. I don't speak the language. What have I done?
I feel you, man. So much I feel you. Because for me it was the same thing, I was like, what the hell did I do?
Yeah.
Actually, it's true that at the beginning, the first couple of months, I didn't do anything because I was burnt out from my
Yeah.
previous job. So it was kind of a relief
Mhm.
because, I was like, oh, finally, I don't have to think about job. I don't have to think about test. I don't have to think about this shit. But after 2 months, you're like, okay,
You have to do
now
something. Yeah.
I gotta start to make some money because
Yeah.
otherwise, what the hell am I doing here? I'm just spending money.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think
you start to think, how I'm gonna do it. You need
Mhm.
to reinvent yourself. You need to create your brand also around yourself. You have to do a lot of work on yourself. Like, what am I gonna do? How I can put my skills, my talent to
Right.
the service of somebody else.
Yeah, you have to be willing to try a lot of things and fail and just keep moving on with those failures. Like,
we all failed.
yeah.
If we don't fail,
Oh, yeah.
we don't learn. At least,
Absolutely.
and there was one thing that I was doing. I was giving me a certain amount of time for doing things. If after 2-3 months the thing was not working, let's change
Move
it.
on.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Like, same thing with me. Like, almost 6 months, like, I was just burned out, but I was just kind of like learning things on the side. But I probably went through like 6 months of like just being a couch potato. I ran out of Netflix. I don't know how that's possible. I ran out of Netflix. So I was like, all right, I got to start doing stuff. So like your story very resonates with me.
Fantastic. High five.
Yeah. So now you brought us up to speed. You got involved with ICP. Like, how did you get in? Role did they present you, and what has that evolved into?
So, as I told you, I was already involved with ICP, first because of Feder Italy, and second because of my commitment to support the ICP community growth here in Indonesia, based in Bali. So I was already involved with them when I was supporting them in the growth of the community. I was not doing it for a salary. I was doing it really out of passion for the environment because I had invested in ICP in 2021 at the launch. So
Yeah.
and then I never sold them. I still have them. Just for you to know.
Stakes? Did you do the full staking?
Yeah. So because of this, no,
You want to see it succeed?
Committed.
Yeah.
No, but not only I wanted to succeed. I'm an engineer. So my background, I'm a biomedical engineer. So in the moment I approach a project, I don't go and check, the community, the Twitter, stuff like this. I really dig into the technology.
Mhm.
And for me, the tech of ICP, I remember that the day I discovered it and I was reading stuff about them, I went to my wife because my wife, she's also a crypto influencer. So both of us, we talk about crypto all day, basically.
Mhm.
So I remember that I went to her, I was like, baby, I found this project they just launched. It's amazing. Their tech is great. I think that they're gonna go to the moon. They're already like in the top 10. I was like, baby, I'm buying it. She was like, are you sure? Yeah, I'm buying it. So I started and I put money there. And then the price was still going down. And sometimes she was like, you still have your ICP? I was like, yes, I still have them and I'm not gonna sell them. So stop asking me this question.
Mhm.
And because of this, because I believe in the tech. So I think that the tech is the strong part of ICP.
Absolutely. It's
Because of
very
this, I
different.
was. It's a some people call it alien technology, but it's true. It's something that other blockchain don't give. They're
Right.
not able to provide in terms of tech stuff. So because of this, I said, I love this play. I love this project. I really want to be involved more. So I wanted, inside of me, even if I had another job, because at the end I had my own company with which I was doing consultancy for professional and enterprises on how to build on chain. And I was proposing solution both on ICP, Ethereum, Solana, or other thing, because this was also depending on even on the person or the enterprise that I had, and even they're willing, like, no, I want to build on Solana because everybody's doing it on Solana. It's like, okay, you are the customer, so the final choice is yours. I can just redirect you in a certain direction. Then if you don't want to hear it, it's not that I can force you to do things. But despite this, I wanted to be involved more in the ICP world. That's why, when the opportunity of Feder Italy came, I was the one that said, we are going to do it on ICP. Like, we're not going to do it on any other blockchain. That's why I said, put me in charge so I can take this decision on my own.
Right.
And that's when I started to speak with Definity, and they said, look, guys, there is this project that is amazing. We can do great things, very well connected also at the government level. Again, we went to the Italian Senate to present this project. The Italian Senate invited us to go there and pitch them and present them what is that we were doing. We went to the European Parliament. This is something amazing, to bring a blockchain in front of a government institution to showcase.
What was that experience like? Because that seems that would be terrified. It's like, oh, I have to present this in front of all these officials.
Amazing. So in Italy, when we've been invited at the Italian Senate, so they give us an amazing room, like with all this Canva from the 1700. This is like special room where they do voting and everything. We've been live stream on the TV of the Italian Senate. Of course, you are a little bit frightened because you are in such a huge institution. In Italy, the Senate is like the highest level of the government. So because of this, of course, you are a little bit like frightened. But in reality, it was an amazing experience. I remember that we had our partner and people from the Federator that did their presentation about who they are, how the federation is working. So I was the one in charge of making actually the real technical presentation of what is that we were developing. And man, honestly, when I finished my presentation, I had like 250 people like clapping their hands so loud. I remember that there were some senators that were there waiting for me to finish. They came, was like, amazing. This is like an amazing project. Well done for building something like this. So I was really proud.
So you started in 2021 and building as a part of the community in Bali, the ICP community. What did the
Yes.
community look like at that time, and has it changed to today?
Look, of course, 2021, it was still, there was still a bit of bull run. Ethereum didn't had reached yet his all-time high. So, the community everybody was excited in the crypto space, like everywhere around the world. And of course, the bear market arrived, but me, myself, I was in a moment of reflection about myself, about what I get to do. So I was more focused in working on myself than caring about what was happening in the market, if I have to be honest. Because again, the tech is what is driving me. And because of this, I can tell you that the community, the people, of course, have changed because this is also like the market. The market goes in cycles, and the same thing. The community changed. There is a new investor that come in, all the investors that come out. Some got burned, some got lost a lot of money, some made a lot of money. But it's part of the cycle. Right now, the community is growing like crazy here in Indonesia. Like we did so much. Like we are more and more involved at a local level. So instead of targeting, expat and foreigner, our goal is instead, to tap directly into the region, into the potential of the region, because we want to have this global approach. You think globally, but you act locally. So you make sure that things are happening here. We are here to support local communities, to empower them, to make sure that they have the tools to move forward, to understand what is happening, to be part of the change. And this is what we are doing with ICP Hub Indonesia Disruptives.
Awesome. So now that you're acting locally, getting those people onboarded, these developers, what does that process look like from idea to being a part of the hub to getting funding?
Okay, so first of all, we had several initiatives that we did as ICP Hub Indonesia. One of these, it was the incubator program that we launched in October and lasted 2 months. And another program is the Indonesian chain, of which I would like to tell you something about this as well. So regarding the incubator program, how did it work? So basically, we gave the possibility to projects from all over Indonesia to apply. So we prepared a detailed form where they had to describe in detail what was their project, what was the problem that they were solving, why this project was very dear to them, if they had a team of developers that were willing to learn. What we were looking for was commitment. So see people that were really coming and being there, be present. And second, what we wanted is to have a team of developers, of people that were willing to learn something more. So we received in just 1 month of soft marketing, and I swear this was a soft marketing because we didn't promote it like, with ads and stuff and this and that. It was more, with word to mouth between the circle of people that we knew, that knew other people that had projects. And we received more than 110, 115 applications. Out of this 115 application, we handpicked 14 projects to be part of our incubator program. And during this incubator program, basically what we give them was everything. Was basically an MBA about blockchain, entrepreneurship, business, and also a real focus on development. So we had a tech team that is called Rock and Block, They have a ton of experience, more than 10 plus year experience in the blockchain space. They've been working with several blockchain, and they've been our DevOps for the incubator program, where what they did, they crafted part of the course to make sure that all the developers and the team were able to build. So not only teaching them about installing the FX, understanding how the smart contract work, how to build that website on chain, how to connect the website to a smart contract, how to put information into it, how to build a DAO, how to build a marketplace. So they taught them everything. So I think this way the developers of the team were able to learn how to deploy on the internet computer. We launched the incubator for a period of 7 weeks, 3 sessions per week, and every day was around like 5 to 7 hours of classes.
Oh, wow. Oh.
So it was very intensive. We ran for 7 weeks, so we ended at the end of December. Out of this 14 project, 12 fully delivered a full stack MVP on ICP, front end, back end, and website fully built on chain. Every project was unique. We had project for tracking payment solution, artificial intelligence combined with coding, no code solution for building NFT marketplace launchpad token, anything you can think of on ICP. We had real world asset tokenization, NFT related to art, NFT related to luxury, marriage on chain, tracking supply chain for tuna in Indonesia. We had so many projects and they were all unique. So making sure that in this way, they were not competing with each other, but actually instead they could help each other. Because one thing that we made sure during this incubator is that every week they had always to pitch. Every Friday was dedicated just to pitch. They had to pitch what they were doing, how they were building, what problem they were facing, so that in this way they could collect feedback also from others. Say, hey, I'm having problem in deploying this. Oh, I had this problem, but I fixed it. Why don't you do this? Oh, I'm pitching, but it's taking me 10 minutes. I'm not able to narrow it down to 3 minutes. So also this, making sure that the project was ready to do a proper investor pitch deck, because you don't want to hear a project pitching for 20 minutes.
Right.
Because it's going to kill you. So, and one thing that we said to them is like, if you're not going to be able to pitch in 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes are not going to make a difference. And I swear, during this incubator, we swear, we sweat, we cry, we laugh. We had session, I'm not joking, where, we had projects that were supporting other projects where people were crying for the joy of sharing emotion also. Like, supporting other entrepreneur in growing, in becoming something else. So we had projects that were early stage, that were at zero. And at the end of the incubator, they were ready to go and ask for money, ask for grant, building their team even more, increase their financial plan, scale.
This is something like it takes years other entrepreneurs to learn that you were able to help these people do in several weeks. This is amazing.
I have to tell you something. It was a dream of mine to run an incubator program for like a couple of years. I'm not joking. So this is something to which I had spent already a lot of time in making research, in preparing a curriculum, in knowing how to run it, what kind of people you need. We had more than 45 speakers and mentors that supported this project. Each one of them covering a different topic. Every day there were at least 3 different lessons happening. Every day that there was a class. So this was a dream of mine. And I remember that when I started in ICP Hubs, Shashi told me, Bruno, what is that you want to do? He asked me. And I said, my goal is that I want to build an incubator program, because this is something that I had tried to do before. But do it as an entrepreneur, not backed by anyone, is not easy. It's really not easy. I found a lot of obstacles on the road. Mm-hmm. But the moment you do it backed by a blockchain in which you believe that has the power, the technology for doing it, my job became much easier. So I was not able to accomplish what I had dreamed for years of doing. So this was my cherry on the cake.
And I'm excited for you. I was like cheering you on that entire journey. I was like, oh, this is great. It seems like you're very passionate about this, of building projects, building solutions, and it's not the same thing that you see on other blockchains. You don't see just, oh, it's another swap platform, it's another liquidity management, it's
No,
another NFT marketplace, it's another launchpad.
this is something I made it clear from the beginning. I said, guys, we're not going to take everyone that is going to come and say, I'm going to build an NFT. Show me that your NFT is solving a problem for
Right,
someone. Because, in our, let's say, features that we wanted a project to have is you got to solve a problem. If you are not able to solve a problem, it means that we are on the wrong way. We are doing something wrong. So this was something mandatory. Showcase me that your idea has the potential of solving a pain that a normal person has. Because we don't have to build blockchain for a nerd, geek, engineer, or crypto enthusiast. We need to build it for people that have no idea what
right.
is crypto, and they don't want to know that is working on blockchain as service.
They just need
You
the
just gotta
benefits.
trust it. Exactly. It's like you take a plane. You don't go to the cockpit and say, "Hey, Captain, show me the engine. I want to see how it works."
Yeah.
No,
Like, is this
sit,
organic
enjoy,
fuel? Like,
rest.
I don't care what kind of fuel this is. Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Just fly.
Yeah.
Bring me somewhere.
Kind of speechless. I have no questions. You kind of answered everything that I was going to follow up with. It was very comprehensive. So now that we know more of the projects that you have incubated, what kind of projects are you excited to see launch this year on ICP?
So, of course, I'm excited to see some of
Your
my
project,
projects being launched on ICP. This is my goal.
I mean, you can show them, like, if you want to shout them out.
Yeah. Look, there are some. You know what is the thing is that if I shield 2 or 3, then all the other 9
ones
are gonna come and they're gonna tell me why you didn't shield me.
you
So
picked you picked the
we can
favorite
do it in
child.
a different way. You guys can go on our website, disruptives.io. This website at the moment is being kind of rebuilt, readjusted because the incubator program has finished. But you can go on disruptives.io, you go on the incubation page, and the incubation page, you can see the project that arrived at the end of our journey. So you can see them. I think that with every logo there is associated the website. If it is not now, it's because my web designer is finishing to readjust it. So we're going to have a new graphic, new color. The incubation page for showcasing what we did is going to be different. We are going to have the direct reconnection to the website of each project so you can see what they did, but you can see all the partners that we brought. So we had more than 50 partners that were supporting us in this journey. You can check who are all our mentors and speakers. We had people from Outlier Ventures, Animoca Brands, BC, angels investors, key opinion leader, key industry leader. We had everyone. Our landscape of people that supported this incubation program was so wide. And from one point of view, I think I gotta thanks a lot all these people for really supporting me and believing that we were gonna make it. Because when I was sending them, the curriculum, all the documentation with everything that I had prepared, they were like, Bruno, did you make this thing? I was like, yeah. Well, I was like, how long did it took you to prepare it? Because here there is like a couple of years of work. I was like, no, man, yeah, this couple of years in my mind and the 6 months in reality. But people were impressed and were like, yes, I want to be part of this. I want to help you. We had I call him the godfather of the incubation program. Like, do you know the story about the incubation program? How the modern incubation program has been created? So this is a story that I like to tell when I'm talking about this. So there is this family in Buffalo, New York, that is called the Mancuso family. So around the 1960, I think 1950, 1960, they had a huge warehouse that was rented to some producer. Then suddenly this producer went bankrupt. So they found themselves with this huge warehouse that they didn't know what to do. And it was very difficult to find one single entity that was willing to rent it all. So because also was the crisis period. So the father of the person that I'm gonna say his name in a bit, Tom Mancuso, that is the guy that is supporting us, he started to go around all the small villages and cities around the area where there is this warehouse, and said to all the project and startup and business that he saw, come and work in our warehouse. We are going to give you like free rent at the beginning. You can have the support of what we do, but we can share profit, or you can pay rent and we take a little bit of your equities or stuff like this. So because of this, in like a couple of months, the warehouse was full of business, fully running, from making chocolate, making tobacco, making leather, whatever you can think, they were doing it in that warehouse. So the Wall Street Journal got an interest for what they were doing. And when they were going around, this Mancuso guy was saying them, you see, here they make chocolate, here they make tobacco. Look at them. They are incubating chicken. We do the same thing. We incubate businesses. And this is from where they think incubation started. So they've been the first one to do it. And when I read the story of the Mancuso family, I reach out to Tom on LinkedIn. And they said, hey, Tom, I read the story of your family. I was really like impressed. I loved it. Also, you're also Italian. So if it is possible in your time, I would love to jump in a call with you. Wow. Couple of hours, he replied to me. I thought he was never going to reply me, honestly. He replied to me and he told me, Bruno, of course, let's take a 15 minutes call. Book it from my calendar. 15 minutes call had become like 2 hours and a half on the phone with each other, like loving each other already. And Tom was like, because I told him about wanted to build this incubator. So my communication with Tom started 1 year and a half ago. And he was like, Bruno, I love your passion. I love your enthusiasm. So keep going with it. And wherever I can help you, I can support you, I'm willing to do it. So, of course, when I got the okay, also from the foundation to run this incubator program, of course, immediately I reached out to Tom and said, Tom, I'm going to do it. This dream is becoming a reality. So please, can I have you as one of the advisors of the program? It was like, Bruno, but I don't know nothing about blockchain. How can I support you? It was like, Tom, I don't want you to talk about blockchain. I just want you to support us because you are the godfather of the incubation program. So having your support, it was going to mean so much to me. And he said, Bruno, of course, you can put me there. He even recorded a video for us for the first day of lesson to pushing the students that were part of the incubator program to put all their efforts and disrupt the world. Yeah, I'm very happy about this.
Oh man, I'm glad you took that shot at a cold email. Like a lot of people don't take that shot. They're like, oh, they're just gonna ignore it, and then they don't take their chance.
Look, there was this book. I don't remember now the name of the author. That is called "How Not to Fuck Up Your Startup." Very nice book, honestly. It's from an English guy. Now I don't remember his name. It's like Tom something. I have the book there, but I cannot read from here the name. And I wrote to him on LinkedIn because I wanted to ask him maybe to participate remotely or do some kind of mentorship for the incubator. He never replied. It's okay, man. Yeah. Your loss, not mine. You could have been part of us that we made history, but you never even replied to a message to say, hey, man, screw you. I don't give a shit of who you are. But it's okay, man. Yeah. No grudge, but I always do this thing of reaching out to people because I believe in this thing of, Web3 community. In Web3, community is different from Web2. You ask, you receive help. You ask for something, you're going to find someone that is going to looking for a way to help you. And if they cannot help you, they're going to introduce you to someone that can help you. So I believe in this thing of, interconnecting with people. So if I can give a shot, good. The worst that can happen is that or you don't reply me, or if we jump in a call, we don't like each other. It's okay.
Lesson, always take a shot. Just, you need something, you want to learn something, reach out. It's worth it.
Yes.
Oh man, this was very insightful. Where can people learn more about you? I'm going to leave a link to disruptives.io in the description. Any social media you want to share?
If you guys want to follow us on Twitter, so in this way our channel can continue to grow, is disruptives_hub. This is our Twitter handle. Of course, check our website. The website now is going to be reviewed in the next week. I think it's going to go live with the new version. It's going to be super cool. So stay up to date, disruptives.io. If you want to connect with me, you can connect on LinkedIn. It's Bruno Calabretta. 1B double T. And reach out to me if I can help you with something. I'm always happy to support you guys, support in any endeavor. And I'm very happy that we could have done this call, Daniel. I really loved it. And I hope that what we did, what we built is going to be inspirational also for your community to do amazing thing in the Web3 space and build on IC.
Thank you for your time. You inspired me. I really can't wait until the Netflix movie of the story of your life because it's so fascinating. It's a great build up. Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
I'm not Elon Musk.
Like, it's a story of like being an entrepreneur, failing, trying, taking your shot, and just keep moving forward.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this kind word. Really, thank you so much.
Thanks for your time. All right, guys, links in the description. And with that, I hope you got your full value for today.
Bye, guys.